Okay, so now we have an intermediate level of detail. Let's rename this 4, and now drag that into the models palette. Now let's switch to surface mode, and in the adjust section we have the noise tool. By default you'll probably have a straight line here, but I've already modified the curve. You just click anywhere along the line and it will create a point. And like when using any other splines, you can right click to change the point type from regular spline where it has some curvature but it runs through the point. Right click a second time, it will change to a hard point. Right click again to a B-spline. I'm going to turn on apply real time. The trick here is to not try and use this on an excessively dense model. If you keep it somewhere under 1 million, typically you'll get a very good result and it will be fairly interactive. With just a few minor adjustments, you already have one version that's ready to store into your models palette. But I'm going to continue making a few more tweaks before we finish up. So let's reduce the displacement degree. If I'm happy with this, I can click Apply Real Time. So it turns that interactive mode off, and then it allows me to click the Apply button. I'll go ahead and do that. And again, I'm going to rename this rock. Drag it right on in. This time I may want to reduce the amount of decimation, maybe just a little bit. Okay. So as you can see, we have created 3 rocks already that we could repurpose. I can make further adjustments if I want. Oh, I need to turn on Apply Real Time. I can change the seed, the sharpness, the characteristic size. And that can be helpful in some cases, especially if you're creating a furry surface. And you can adjust the displacement degree. I think I'm going to go with that. Instead of unchecking Apply Real Time, I can hit the Enter key and then turn off Apply Real Time. If I turn my wireframe on and zoom in, I can see that I have a little bit of overlap here. So the more I add noise to that, the more it's going to probably damage this object. To fix this, I'm going to hit the Enter key. And that quickly voxelized it and put it back into surface mode. A good option to fix any errors like this is to use powerful smoothing. You can use the Shift key menu or the Control Shift menu. So I'll stick with the Control Shift, and it decimates under your brush. In some cases this can be too strong of an effect. You probably would want to be a little bit careful with it. I'll turn my wireframe off. I'll go to the Adjust section. I'll choose the Transform tool. I'm going to hold down the Shift key to reorient the gizmo till I have the direction I want, and I'll scale along this axis. Hold down the Shift key again. And use the Move tool. The move tool by default will move it utilizing screen space. So as I click and drag, you can see how that works. I'm going to turn my fall off up. If you hold down the control key, then it's going to pull along the direction of the normals beneath your brush. I think we're good, so I can go back to my models palette and I'm going to rename it again. Okay, so let's drag that in. Okay. For anyone who may be new to 3D Codes, I want to show how you would bring these saved models back into the scene. So let's create a new layer, make it surface mode. I'll hide this one and I'll click on the one we just created. It's going to invoke the import tool and I'll go ahead and hit apply, or the enter key, either one. I'm going to my transform tool. I'll move that to the side. We could quickly take this one, maybe scale it up, skew it a bit. And we can use brushes here, such as the flatten brush, which has the same on-plane functionality as a plane brush. Just going to remove that. I can also go to the presets panel, choose some type of a trim brush. Hold down the shift key to smooth. You may notice the red non-uniform warning at the bottom of the UI. That usually occurs when scaling along a specific axis, which leaves the object with stretched polygons. So I'm going to right click and change it back to global space. Go to Smooth All. When you are in surface mode, you'll have this pop-up dialog that allows you to choose a few different options. Let's choose Relax and increase the smoothing degree. Hit OK. You may ask, well, why did I smooth it? Well, for one thing, to get rid of any troubled areas, but also because I'm going to invoke the Noise tool again. Apply real time. So I'll protrude that outward. I'll create another point. Right click. To delete points, you can just hover over it and hit the delete key. You can increase the sharpness a bit, adjust the seed. Okay, so I think I'm relatively happy with that. Let me adjust the displacement degree. So that's going to conclude this demonstration of creating rocks and other types of damaged objects inside of 3D Code's sculpting environment. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.